It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, ever to the ish. Foolish, representing reality music entertainment. Hope y'all having a great week. All good vibes in here. Living your life to the fullest. That's what it's all about. Enjoying life and living life to the fullest. Maximizing your time while you living. Why you living? Why you living? Why you living? Nothing wrong with that. But we're gonna get this show started in a minute, folks. Let me get everything set up. And then we're gonna take off. We're gonna take off. The live chat is always open. Feel free to leave your comments. Karen, I see you checking in. We're gonna get everything set up. Then we're gonna go in. Tonight's topic, you might see it on the bottom of your screen. Owning up to your mistakes. You know, a lot of times we make mistakes. Do you set accountability for what you do? Who you do it to? How you do it? So we gotta account for the things we do. It's easy to point at somebody else, but we have to look at the things that we do. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Karen says, oh Lord. We all make mistakes. Nobody's perfect. But we got to own up to what you do. You know, a lot of times it's hard for us to own up to our mistakes. When you get caught doing something you got no business doing, we try to cover it up. Y'all know how it goes. It's just sometimes that's how it goes when you're dealing with human beings. A lot of people are afraid to be wrong or to say, I'm sorry, I was wrong, or that's my fault. Sometimes we got to own up to what we do, what we say, our actions, especially if you hurt somebody. A lot of times we go through life where you're going to have a lot of things happen. And along the way, you might have did some things or said some things that you knew weren't right. But do you live your life and deflect? Or do inside you have a little regret? You ever sat and thought about something and said, man, I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have said that. I should never gave that person my number. I should never invite that person to my house. It's different ways that it hits you. But we all got to own up to our mistakes. It's easy to say it's somebody else. But what part did we play? You understand what I'm saying? So everybody lives life, but we all make mistakes. We all do things we don't really mean sometimes, especially when you're upset. We do a lot of stuff that we regret when we're upset because you're caught up in emotion. Karen says, and so many regrets, but I can't admit it. That's a part of life, Karen. Y'all got to think about it. There's a lot of things that you done did in life, but you got to own up to it. That's just like you were dating somebody, and every person that you were dating, they end up cut or something. You gonna always say it's bad luck. I don't know how they cut themselves. Or you gonna say, you know what? I ain't gonna lie. I was the one that cut the people. You gotta own up to your mistakes. It's called being mature. If you're willing to do something, and if you get caught doing something, no matter what it is, and you know you're wrong, own up to it. Because if y'all want to realize at the end of the day, the consequences get more severe when we try to hide it, when you lie about it. You can say all you want. You can cry all you want. You go in them people's stores and you steal something and they catch you. I don't care how many tears you cry. I don't care who you ask. They're going to take you and they're going to look at that footage and they're going to see you taking the people's stuff, or they're going to find the people's stuff on you. So you still going to say it wasn't you. Now y'all tell me if that's smart or not. That's just an example of we got to own up to what we do. It's not about you did something wrong. We all did something wrong at one point. But did you own up to it? Did you take accountability? We all got to take accountability for our actions. Whether you're a male, female, because nobody's perfect. We all done did things that we regret, or said things out of our mouth that we wish we could take back. Especially when you was caught up in the heat of the moment. When you was mad. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Somebody done got under your skin and you done crashed out. You done talk about them, their mama, and everything under the sun. And then later on, you were like, hey, I shouldn't have did that. That lady ain't never did nothing to me. It's all about owning up to what you do. Because we all going to make mistakes while you're living. But you got to own up to it and learn your lesson. You have to go through stuff to learn lessons. So the more you live, the more you're going to go through and the more you're going to experience. Karen says, why is it so hard for people to tell the truth, especially when they are caught red-handed? That's a good question. But the answer can go all over the place. It can go everywhere. Because everybody is different. Everybody going to give you a different answer. If they get caught doing whatever, a lot of times people just want to always have that wasn't me mentality. I don't know what you're talking about. It ain't me. Play dumb, play crippling crazy. And maybe they think it's just something can happen where they can wiggle their way out of the situation. So anybody will give you different answers because nobody think the same. Everybody's actions ain't the same. What I do, I can't say every man in the world do. Everybody's different. Everybody's his own person. But tonight's podcast is owning up to your mistakes. But we all make mistakes. I ain't saying be perfect because I'm far from perfect. But the thing is, if you do something wrong, just say, okay, my bad, that was me. Okay. Raise your hand. Put your hand up and say, I did it. Don't be the one to throw the rock and always hide your hand. I don't know what you're talking about. And knocking somebody across the head. I don't know. Come on now. You got to stand up. If you did something, stand up. Stand up about it. Stand on business. You said it. You did it. But it's all a part of life. Because a lot of times we never want to own up to our own mistakes. But we'll focus on everybody else's. You'll worry about everybody else's business and how they living. You'll talk about how the girl across the street sleeping around her man, but you ain't telling everybody how you sleeping on yours, how you creeping around on yours. You ain't gonna tell that. Karen says, if I did, I'ma stand on it. And that's what it's all about. So if you can stand on it, that means you've grown by yours. Only little clip, if you think about it, when you catch a child doing something, they were like, mama, that wasn't me. Daddy, auntie, uncle, I ain't do that. And you were looking right at it. So that's child's play. If you grown, they say, hey, I did it. Think about it. Say, hey, I did it. It was me. Hey, right? I did it. Stand up behind it. But I think, Karen, what you was asking earlier, and everybody out there tuning in, this is the Foolish Show podcast. I feel the main reason a lot of people don't want to admit to their mistakes, and we don't like to admit to our mistakes, because we don't like the consequences. Think about it. I don't like what's going to happen when I admit to this. Just like a man had to say, hey, listen, baby, I ain't gonna lie, I did sleep around with your cousin. That's really hard for somebody to just admit. He want to try to find another way out as possible. He don't want to just come and say, baby, listen, I hit your cousin. Because what's going to be the consequences behind that? Most of the time, it ain't going to be good. Because how the woman will react, or if it was the man, how they react, they might crash out. So I think a lot of times we don't like to admit when we're wrong because we don't want to deal with the consequences. We don't want to deal with what's going to happen if the truth come out. Karen say, damn, not the cousin, I'm going out. That's what I'm saying. Do you get what I'm saying? So a real dude, I know she's gonna lose it. She gonna crash out on me. I done messed up bad. I don't really want to deal with it. I'm gonna just say, baby, baby, she lying. Baby, I don't know what she's talking about. She lying on me. I ain't touch her. I leave her. See, that's the problem, baby. They just want to mess. See, they're gonna try to tell you everything in the sun and the moon to get their way out of that situation. Think about it. A lot of times we don't want to deal with the consequences. That's why we don't own up to everything. Karen said, especially if it's a dirty cousin. I'm just saying, I'm just giving y'all a scenario of why you think people don't own up to their mistakes. Because they don't want to deal with what's going to come with it. Karen said, no, just disappear quickly. Expeditiously, huh? I understand. But some people have zero tolerance with BS, which is your life and it's your right. You only put up with what you let somebody get away with. If you don't put your foot down, don't get mad when somebody keeps stepping on your toes. I'm going to say it again. If you don't put your foot down, don't get mad when they keep stepping on your toes. But a lot of times it's hard for some people. And then some people are just completely straight up honest. They'll look you in your face and say, hey, listen, I did that. I ain't going to lie to you. So everybody ain't like that. You got some people that's straight up and they're going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you who's like that is kids. If you think about it, kids just got here, so they really don't know no better. So they're going to really tell you the truth. Think about it. If a kid come out to you and say something out the blue, and they say, hey, you got a big head. You don't like that bad behind kid, this and that, but they're going to give you the truth. You might not like everything a kid says, but some kids ain't like adults. A lot of them don't know how to dress it up and sugarcoat it. You see what I'm saying? So when you get older, people know how to sugarcoat. They put a lot of dressing on it, so you don't know what's down there. So you got to think about life in general. We all gonna make mistakes. Why are you owning up to it? That's what you need to ask yourself. Are you owning up to your mistakes? And wherever it is. Or are you going to go the rest of your life always pointing the finger at somebody else? It's always my mama them fault. It was my daddy them fault. They ain't give me this. They ain't do that for me. No, it was the people I grew up with fault. That's why I'm starving right now. How long are you going to go through life pointing the finger? Pointing the finger at everybody else except yourself. We got to learn to take accountability for our actions. Why do you think the Bible tells you to repent? Because you got to ask for your forgiveness. That's taking accountability. You saying, Lord, I'm sorry, but please forgive me. That's repenting. Same thing while you're living and you're repenting for all the bad stuff that you done did. For all the bad stuff you done said. So we got to understand, bad ain't just always physical action. You can treat somebody bad, but then you can talk to somebody bad too. Verbal. What did the Bible tell you about the power of the tongue? So not only your actions, but what you say. It goes a long way. We don't think it do because they put in your head that you got freedom of speech. But we all gonna be accountable for everything we say and do. One way or another. We don't think about it because we just living for the moment. That's all of us. So it gotta come a time where we all gotta take accountability. Especially if you're trying to live life in the right way. Because you want blessings and good things to always come to you. You don't want to live your life with drama and chaos and negativity. That ain't a comfortable way to live. When you always got to look over your back, look over your shoulders. You got so many enemies. Everybody don't like you. You done offended everybody. It's not always somebody else's fault, folks. Rest in peace, Michael Jackson, but what he said, I'm talking to the man in the mirror. We gotta look at ourselves. Look at what you might not be doing good. What mistakes you make? What can I do? Get my life back on the right track in the right way. Just think about it. Owning up to your mistakes is tonight's podcast. Because we all make mistakes. But do you take accountability for it? Do you say it was me? Or do you always blame somebody else? Is it everybody else's fault but you? Is it always the next person's fault? You telling me you don't do no wrong? Think about it. So if you've grown about yours and you're mature, you own up to it. Say, hey, I did it. That was me. Say it with your chest out. Don't be that one that always throwing a rock and hide your hand. And hide behind the bushes. Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? We got to own up to what we do. If you went in there and robbed them people, had a gun to their head, took their money, or took whatever, then when them people come get you and put you in them handcuffs, own up to it. Don't be, I don't know what you're talking about. Hey, no, it wasn't me. You was bold enough to do it, so be bold enough to say I did it. So we'll do stuff when you don't stand behind it. We like to do stuff and hide. But if you think about it, that's being a coward. As a kid, they'd call you a scary cat. You're scared. You can't do it with your chest out. So why you doing it? Why are you doing something that you can't be proud of? Because in your heart, you know it ain't right. Think about it. So I'm feeding y'all some soul food tonight. Y'all should be nice and full when I'm done with you tonight. Remember, the live chat is always open. Feel free to leave your comments. But why y'all think people don't like to own up to their mistakes? But if you think about it, the main reason The main reason is they don't want to accept accountability of what's going to come after that. They don't want to deal with the consequences because they know most likely it ain't going to go in their favor. Karen says, I can't get a friend of mine to own up to nothing. He just changed the subject. See how they go? I don't think too much has to be said about that, Karen. Let me tell you why. And everybody out there is watching. On Karen's comment right here, we're going to use this right quick. She said, I can't get a friend of mine to own up to nothing. He just changes the subject. Now let me flip that around because I'm a man. If I can't get a woman to admit something, if I know something, I just say, I know you don't slept around with one of my homies. I'm saying, hey, you ever talked to such and such? Nah, I ain't. Nope. Don't know who that is. But anyways, how was last weekend? Did you go there? Then I asked him again, hey, you know, cuz by the name of such and such, did y'all have anything? You know what I'm saying? Oh, baby, let's go eat. Let's go. I don't gotta ask nothing. I ain't gotta ask nothing else. I done got my answer. Because if you ain't do nothing wrong, it's easy for you to say, hey, listen here, I don't know if you want me, babe. I'm telling you. But when you're trying to deflect and change the subject, I got my answer. Ain't nothing to talk about. Case closed with me. So that's the answer to what Karen was just saying. If you got somebody and you trying to get them to admit to something, they look at the sky. Babe, how was your day? Ooh, I like your nail polish. I don't need to know names. I got my answer. We ain't got to talk no more. I got you. Cool. Ladies and gentlemen, remember, what somebody show you, sometimes you got to take it. If they show you what it is, then take it for what it is. Think about it. Sometimes it ain't that hard. If you got somebody that keep disrespecting you in front of your face, would it surprise you that how far they'll take it? So you shouldn't be shocked when certain things happen. Most of the time, people get away with what you allow them to. Karen says exactly. Like I said, are you going to be somebody's doormat? How long are you going to let somebody keep stepping on your toes? You know what they say about fool you once, fool you twice? You got to start looking at that person in the mirror. Because I continue to let somebody manipulate me and use me. I continue to fall for the okie doke. If I play the magic trick on you once and you ain't catch it, cool. But if I told you pick a hand and you still fall for that same trick, think about it. You got to take accountability for what you do, man. Because we'll do something, but we don't own up to it. You're denied to the end. Listen, I'm a man. I know. We're denied to the end. Kill checking in. If y'all just checking in, tonight's topic is owning up to your mistakes. A lot of times we'll do something, but we won't own up to it. A lot of times they throw the rock and hide the hand and hide behind the bush. You won't say it was me. Making mistakes is one thing, but not taking accountability is another. We all gonna make mistakes. We all done did some things that we ain't supposed to do. said some things that we ain't supposed to say. Let it come out of our mouth. Are you taking accountability for it? Or are you still pointing the finger and blaming somebody else? Is it always somebody else's fault? If you've been in 5, 10 relationships this year and you still ain't with one of them, is it all of other people's fault? If you don't got into 5 accidents, car accidents, God forbid, in 5 months, is it everybody else's fault? If every time you go somewhere, it's a problem and a confrontation, every time you're around, is it everybody else's fault? Do y'all get what I'm trying to tell you? So if you're growing about it, stand up and stand behind what you do. If you said something, say you said it. If you did something, say you did it. Kill over there laughing. Says LOL. You gotta think about it. So how every time it's somebody else's fault? Why ain't that with you? Every time it's something. You don't work that 10 jobs this year, and none of them jobs kept you. But you keep blaming the people at the job. Man, them people at the warehouse, they ain't like me. Man, the manager had it in for me at the other place. Amazon, they just ain't like me. Why is it everybody else's fault? Y'all talk to me in the chat. Why is it everybody else's fault except ours? Are you the type of person that stand up and behind what you do? Karen says she pleads the fifth. But y'all get what I'm trying to say? There got to come a point in time when you got to stand up and stand behind. And if it takes saying, I'm sorry, or my bad, I messed up, then do it. Some people just walk around and they just don't want to admit when they're wrong. I don't care. I'm going to deny it to my grave. I ain't do it. Are you that type of person? Or are you strong enough to admit when you're wrong? Kia says they are the problem. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So if you are the problem, then we have to look in the mirror. Can't be everybody else all the time. Sometimes people do bother you. I give you that. But if every situation, the common problem is you, I'm sorry. We have to come to the conclusion that it might be yourself. I'm just saying. Think about it. So if you messed up, it's cool to make mistakes. Just be careful now, because one major mistake, you can throw your life away. Think about if you just kill somebody for no reason. You can't never take that back. What if you just did it off the heat of the moment? That's something that you can never take back. It might have been a mistake. You might have didn't really mean to pull that trigger, but it went off. Somebody's life gone. Kia says, yeah, they refuse to be real, but always saying they are real. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're a real person will always stand up and stand behind what they do and what they say. Karen says, I have to change my type, that's all. I feel you, Karen. Because at the end of the day, we can't never settle for what we don't really want. Life is too short. Go after what you really want. Who say you're going to get it? I ain't saying you're going to get it. But who say you can't go after it? Who say that you cannot get something that you feel is worth your while? Karen says, I be choosing the wrong and it's on me. What happens? Because a snake is a snake. See, now we talking. That's why I told you, Karen. Believe what somebody show you and tell you. Meaning, we're going to use your example. If y'all out there in the grass and you see this, and you see a tongue out, you ain't gonna look at him like, is that a rabbit? You ain't gonna think it's a turtle, is it? 9 times out of 10, you're gonna think it's a snake. So believe what you see. That's a lot of see, that's the thing about us as human beings. Sometimes people show you who they is, but we don't want to believe it. Which is cool, because sometimes you want to give people the benefit of the doubt. But if they keep showing you one thing, you gotta take it for what you see. If you keep handing your hand out, if you keep putting that hand trying to feed the dog, and the dog keep biting your fingers, after a while, you need to put that dog food in the bowl and slide that bowl in there. Can't say, but there be some cute snakes. But listen, Karen, is it worth being bit? If that venom go through you and you start feeling the pain, just because that snake had all the stripes and was looking all cute, is it worth being bit? That's what you gotta ask yourself. I ain't want to go. I ain't gonna keep putting my hand in the cage. I ain't crazy. If I get bit once and I survive, I ain't put my hand in there no more. I don't care how cute she is. I don't care how pretty she is, how thick she is. She can be a dime plus. You gotta take it for what it is. What people showing you, take it. Own up to what you do. Own up to what you say. You gotta think about it. Karen over there cracking up. But we're having fun tonight, y'all. That's just all this podcast is about. We have fun talking about real life stuff. I don't come on here gossiping. We don't talk about what's going on in the shade room. This is real life stuff because we all know us as human beings, we don't like to own up to things we do. We are denied to the end. Even if your hand get caught in the cookie jar, you're going to say my hand fell there. You're going to say somebody put my hand up. Oh, boy. But y'all get what I'm trying to tell you. Are you a person that always deny and put everything on everybody else, but never own up to what you do? Are you that type of person? See, it takes a real mature person to admit when they're wrong. Because ain't nobody going to go through life not being wrong. You're going to be wrong a lot of times. All you do is learn lessons from it. That don't make you a bad person, but you learn from it. When you growing up and my mama put that stove on, and if you still ran in there, mama tell you better not touch that stove. But if you go in there, and now you got them burns on your hand, ain't you gonna learn from that? You ain't gonna run in there unless you're crazy. You gonna keep putting your hand on that stove even though you know it's hot? That's what we're talking about here. Think about it. So a lot of times we go through life, we don't want to own up to what we do, but we'll do it. We'll throw the rock, but we in the bushes, looking with binoculars. You ain't out there saying, hey, I threw the rock. It was me. Most people ain't doing that because they don't want to deal with the consequences. Because the person on the other side might mess them up, beat them up, shoot them up. Police might cuff them up. Karen says right. So think about it. Most of the time, when we got stuff going on, we always try to deflect and put on somebody else. Y'all know when you was growing up, if you had siblings, if you got caught doing something, you're going to bring a sibling with you. Y'all know what I'm talking about? If mama called me and mama say, nobody better not go in there, you better not eat no more honey buns. And I went in there and took it, and I ate a honey bun. And my other brother, he went and got one too, and we went in the corner and went over there and ate it. But mama found the wrappers. Guess what you gonna do as a kid? Mama gonna say, who ate them honey buns? You ate it, didn't you? You ate it, didn't you? Yeah. But Maurice ate it too. See, we will never just take it for what we do. We're gonna pull somebody else in and with us. So it's hard to just own up to your mistakes. We always gonna pull some, hey, I ain't going down by myself. People try to drag other people with them. And they could be with you doing the dirt. But at the end of the day, you're responsible for your actions. We ain't responsible for everybody's actions. You're responsible for your own actions. Jack, you're responsible for your life. You're responsible for your soul. I can't save your soul. The pastor can't save your soul. Your mama can't save your soul. That's something you got to do. Nobody can make you change your life. Nobody can make them change their life. Her, him, her. That's something they got to do. So that's why it comes down to owning your own actions and your own mistakes. Pointing the fingers, that's just, you scared. You don't know how to take it because you can give it. You ever heard of old folks say you can dish it, but you can't take it? That means you can do the dirt. But when the dirt blow back in your eye, soon the dirt blow back in your eye. A lot of people can dish it, but can't take it. But what the Bible tells us, we got to do unto others as you want done unto you. That's just simple. You treat somebody how you want to be treated. Ain't nothing fancy about that. That's simple. You treat everybody with respect, treat everybody with love. A lot of times you'll get it back. Not to say you're not going to get bad stuff, because that's part of living. You got good and bad people. You got nice and you got mean people. You got polite and respectful, and you got disrespectful people. You got trolls. That's all a part of life. Everybody ain't gonna love you. Everybody ain't gonna be your best friend. Everybody ain't meant to take the long ride with you. Everybody's not meant to be on your team. Everybody is not meant to be part of your empire. Everybody is not meant to be in your inner circle. So we got to be mindful when you're living life. You got to take accountability. It's one thing to do something, but then always saying it wasn't me. Like, when you going to be a man or be a woman and say, I did it? Look that person in the eye and say, I did it. Karen says, harsh reality. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? Look them people in the eye and say, man, that was me. I did that. You have more respect. Because we don't understand, the more we lie, the more we just dig ourselves in a hole. Instead of standing up and say, hey, it was me. Kill says, got to be careful with your so-called friends. You can say that again and again. Ask people out there, they'll tell you their experience. You could be one of them. That's my friend. That's my homegirl. They pregnant from your ex. They on Instagram with your ex. That's my homegirl. That's my dog. We went to kindergarten together. She went in your purse and stole your money when y'all was in the club drunk. That's my homegirl. That's my homegirl. I'm telling you, that's my rider. That's my day one. She called DC up and tried to get your kids taken because she was jealous. Do y'all see what I'm trying to tell you? So I'm with Kia. Gotta watch your so-called friends, because you gotta remember, they know the most dirt about you because they done been around you. If they in your circle, they know what you got going on. That's a dangerous weapon. When people know everything you got going on, they can use it against you. And if y'all have a falling out, you don't know what level they're going to take it to. If you have a falling out with somebody that know where you work at, where you live at, your kids, who you sleeping with, how much money you make, what car you drive. Y'all besties like that, and they done learned all that, and they done been around all that. That's the most dangerous ones. Because they can air out all the dirty laundry. They can air out all your dirty laundry. Yeah, I ain't talking to Shaniqua no more. I don't care. And you know she's still messing with that man. Got all your business. A real friend would never spread what you done told them. Especially when you said this between me and you. A real friend gonna be there. Not when you on top. When times get rough, if you lose everything, if you ain't got no car and your friend got a car, they were like, bestie, you need me to take you somewhere? You need to go grocery shopping? A real friend is when your car said decline, when y'all was at the store and you kept doing it and they climbed to your car, say decline, and they be like, I got you, bestie. Tap. That's a friend. Anybody can come around when you buying stuff and yeah, okay, I'll pay for you. Hey, you want to go to Disney World? You want to go? Everybody want to jump on and enjoy the ride. Karen says, yeah. Karen says, man, sometimes you sleeping with the enemy. That hits different. I preach that all the time on here. Because we be looking at a pretty face. Oh, he's so handsome. Oh, she's so fine. Oh, look, man, look at her booty. Oh, man, dog, she got a camel toe. Look at that shape. This doesn't show you what's in here. A person can look a certain way, but if their heart ain't right, it's no telling what they are doing. I hope y'all listen to me tonight. I told you I was going to feed y'all some soul food. You need to go get a bib, pull a chair up and sit down. This grown folks talk. Because that's how it goes. You could be sleeping with your own enemy. That man next to you, all he there for is to use you. That woman next to you, she's just in your bed because she thinks you can get her what she wants. She really don't like you, brother. She there because you buying the birthday bags. You paying all the bills. That's the only reason she in that bed, brother. Ladies, there's somebody next to you. They really don't like you. But they feel like you fun. But they feel like, I like your body. You got some good sex. But when it's all said and done, they really don't like you. Are y'all listening to me tonight? I'm using what Karen has just said. Sometimes it's different when you're sleeping with the own enemy. We be letting people in our life, and you really don't even know them. Y'all will meet these people out, and meet these people at job, and you bring them back, and bring them around your husband, bring them around your wife, man, this is my dog. And you barely even know these people. How you calling that your friend? How is that your homie? Y'all ain't grow up together. Y'all ain't been through nothing. Have they seen you struggle? Did they know you when you ain't have nothing? We so quick to call everybody our dog and our homie. Ain't nothing wrong with being friendly. I ain't say walk around and be rude. But when you bring them back to where you lay your head at and be around your kids, you don't think that you need to know a little bit more? Ladies, he might be handsome, but you don't think you need to know a little bit more before you say, yeah, Chris, you can come over. I'm going to put the kids to bed. You don't think you need to know a little bit more about Chris? Because guess what? Chris can do some crazy things when you walk out your room. And you got your kids in the other room. I'm going to leave it right there and let you use your imagination. That's why you got to know who you're dealing with, who you bringing home. Fellas, you looking at, oh man, she fine, boy. Ooh, look at her skin. Ooh, look at that booty. Ooh, she got a big booty. What happened? You wake up and all your jewelry gone. What happened? You go look in your wallet, ain't that in it, and she ain't nowhere to be found. You got to know who you bringing into your life and who you bringing into your house. But tonight's main topic is owning up to what you do. It's one thing to do wrong, but can you own up to it? Can you own up to what you did and say, I'm sorry? Or are you the person that always walk around and I'm going to take you to my grave? I don't care. I ain't saying I'm done. That's a wrong way of living. That's a wrong way of thinking. Because at the end of the day, we all got to ask God and beg God for forgiveness. Because we all do wrong. You got to say sorry to Him. It's called repenting. So it's one thing to do something wrong, or do something that you didn't mean, or do things that you regret. But are you sorry about it? That determines what kind of person you is. Are you sorry for hurting somebody? Are you sorry for hurting their feelings or hurting somebody that's close to them? Do you have any remorse in your heart for who you don't hurt? That determines what kind of person you are. That determines whether you're cold-hearted or not. Some people are just cold-hearted. They have no feelings. They don't care. I thank God I ain't like that. If I do something and say something, after a while it's going to bother me, especially when I know I'm wrong. I got to admit, and I got to try to go back and say, listen, man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's me. That's my bad. Please forgive me. I'm that type of person. Because it'll bother me too much. I don't like that I did something wrong, but I was a coward and I ain't standing up behind it. I did it, but I don't want to accept the consequences now of what I did. So I'm trying to stand up to a lot of things I do. I'm not telling you I'm perfect. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, you can make mistakes, but own up to it and take accountability. Be accountable for what you done did or what you done said, whether it was good or bad. Because then you always open up the avenue of you can try to make things right. That's why it's important. It's one thing to say something to somebody, but when you really hurt them physically and even kill somebody. So when you kill somebody, now you can never amend that fence because that person is gone. That person is no longer walking on this earth. You cannot mend that fence no more. Now, it's one thing if you just slap them. But when you done killed them, now you can't never say I'm sorry. See, it's levels to it, as they say. Sometimes you can take things way too far in the heat of the moment. But are you strong enough to own up to it? Because we all do it. We all guilty. We all know we don't did a lot of things we ain't got no business doing, but we were like, I don't know what you're talking about. Nope, that wasn't me. No. Think about it. We was out now. No, we gonna play stupid to the end. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Some people won't tell the truth if you put them in an electric chair. They're gonna get electrocuted. They're gonna get shot. But it all depends on what kind of person we talk about here. Because remember, everybody ain't the same. So we can't say everybody this or everybody that. I don't know where everybody is. I can speak for me. or the things that I don't seen around me. But I can't say it to everybody. I can't say everybody don't stand up for what they do. I don't know. There's a lot of people that don't. And there's some people that do. I said, it was one thing to make a mistake, but you won't even say, I did it. You'll be that crazy to sit there and slap somebody, and they say, go over there and apologize. And you keep saying, I ain't apologizing for that, because I ain't slapping him. When everybody else saw you got up and slapped that person. That's just plain not crazy. I'm sorry. That's just plain not foolish. I'm going to just give it to you. Don't make no sense. Everybody see you slap that person, you still talking about it wasn't you. Let's be real here, folks. We got to take accountability for the things we do. And we all will have to do it before we leave this earth. That's why it's called repent. We all got to beg God for forgiveness for all the stuff that we done did and said. So there comes a point in time where we're going to take accountability for everything that we do and say, as long as you're alive. Because we think nobody ain't watching. You think because you ain't get caught down here that him upstairs ain't looking. Remember what they tell us. God sees all. God sees everything. You might be fooling your cousin or you might be fooling your mama though. You might fool a judge. But you ain't fooling God. God sees everything. Ain't no way you can run, you can hide. You can get the first class flight. You can jump on 2 private jets. If God wants you, he come to get you. So own up to all the wrong that you do. Own up to it. Because that don't mean you can't make it right. You see what I'm saying? You start by admitting you're wrong. Then you try to make it right. Because you can have a friend when you was growing up, and you and your friend got in disagreement, and you might have got mad and pushed your friend. But then the next day, you say, I'm sorry. You please be my friend. I miss you. And then you come and say, I even bought you an ice cream, and I got me one. That ice cream is a token of showing them that you sincere and you sorry. You did wrong by slapping your friend, but you made it up because you said I'm sorry, and you even threw a little extra on top. Y'all see what I'm trying to tell you? It's all right to make mistakes, but we have to own up to it. And it's okay to say I'm sorry. A lot of us always, like we got so much pride, got to stick our chest out, and you don't want to say I'm sorry. When you know you was wrong. When you know you shouldn't have said that. When you know you shouldn't have did that, you still want to stick your chest out. It takes a real man or a real woman to say I'm sorry. Only a coward will always run and hide and duck their tail. That's a coward. Own up to everything that you do in life. Can't keep blaming everybody for your mishaps. The older you get, you 50, 60 years old, still talking about it's such and such fault. It's my mama's fault. It's my daddy's fault. My daddy wasn't there. Okay, your daddy wasn't there, and you 59. You grown now. What he wasn't there for, that's between him and God. But you grown now. You got to live. Do y'all get what I'm trying to tell you? You got to own up to what we do. Don't be a coward. You get more respect if you stand behind what you do and what you say. People will respect you more because they'll look at you as a stand-up person. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. He do a lot of wrong junk, but he gonna tell you. He gonna tell you the truth. Some people, they can respect that. But when you know it's you, and they'll caught that hand in the cookie jar, and you still talking about, oh no, that ain't my hand. That ain't my hand. I don't know what you talking about. That just plain out crazy. That don't make sense. You gotta live your truth. Live your own life and own up to it. With your friends, with your mama, with your neighbors, none of that matters when it comes to your own life. Because it's your life at the end of the day. Nobody can't live it for you. When you die, can't nobody go, you ain't gonna have no public defender that's gonna stand before God and say, hey God, I'm here representing such and such. They're gonna be you. You gonna have to face the music. That's why you gotta take control of your life. Don't sit up around and mess around and go to hell for somebody else. Trying to do what somebody else tell you to do, or trying to live how somebody else wants you to live. Take accountability of your own actions in your own life. Don't be no puppet. Social media has made a lot of people puppets because they mimic what they see. It's like being a zombie. A lot of people don't think for themselves. Why you see it's always something trending, and then it's always something going viral, a viral dance. Because all it takes is a couple of people to do it, and everybody gonna put stuff on top of their head. Because it makes you like puppets, because you get hypnotized for what you see. You're not even thinking in your own right state of mind. That's how the internet and everything else, music and all that, can brainwash you. Because you ain't in your right state of mind. You just living for the world. You're not living for yourself. You're living for what you think people gonna be cool. You feel like, I want to fit in. I want to be down. You gotta own up to your own life. Own up to your own mistakes. Take accountability of what you do. But we're gonna get ready to end this podcast, y'all. Let me put this barcode up right there, y'all, on the bottom of the screen. That's where y'all can find the official reality music entertainment merchandise. We got new apparel. We got 30% off right now. All hoodies, beanies, fitted caps, sweatpants, joggers. All you gotta do is scan that barcode. Check out our inventory. That's the official reality music entertainment merchandise. We got everything you need. All type of apparel and accessories for the house. Shower curtains, towels, sheets. We got it. Everything RME. Reality music entertainment. Y'all support the movement, man. I'm going to leave that up right there on the screen, on the bottom of the screen. That's the official merchandise clothing line right there. So y'all check it out. We got all new stuff on there. I got brand new stuff that I just launched on there. So y'all check it out. Take a picture with your phone. Check out our inventory. Go ahead and support the hustle. But I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all stay safe. I'll see y'all once again, Lord's willing, Wednesday night. We'll go back in and eat us some more soul food and talk about some real life stuff. But we're going to always keep it real, spread love, stay positive, keep good vibes going, and keep negativity